Welcome back. I am Subuna, Assistant Professor from Computer Science and Engineering Department from SNS College of Technology. Today, we are going to learn an important topic from full stack development, that is JavaScript objects and modules. So this topic is very important not only for the exam but also for the real world industry projects. So here is an icebreaker question. Let's start with a simple question. Name one object that you interact with daily. For example, a mobile phone. A phone has a property, right? So what can be the property of a phone means it can be any brand, color, battery size, that and all can be considered as a properties. And functions means call, message and charge. So in JavaScript also, objects will store data and behaviors together. So object will have the data as well as the function. Together we call it as the objects. So let's move on to the problem statement. So imagine a full stack developer working on a large e-commerce website. So he faces a problems like same JavaScript logic can be repeatedly in cart, checkout and product pages. Code become large and confusing. It is very difficult for him to maintain. So there will be a more chance of bugs. So this is a very common real-time industry problem which are faced by the developer who are maintaining a large e-commerce website. Now let's empathize this. So let's empathize with the developer. He feels overwhelmed by repeated code, frustrated while fixing the bugs, confused while adding new features. This step helps us understand why a better structure is needed. So let's define this problem. Now let's clearly define the issue. The e-commerce project suffers from redundant JavaScript logic, low maintainability, increased bugs and poor scalability. The root cause is lack of proper object and module design. So these are all the common understanding, the challenges. So we had understand what are all the challenges faced by this project developer. So after that, now move on to the solution. So what can be the solution for this problem? So by using our design thinking approach, we have to go for an ideate state where we have to list out all the possible solution. From that we can have to pick up one solution. So here the possible approaches are, we have to create a reusable utility function, use JavaScript object, and we have to implement ES6 modules, and we have to create a shared service layer, and we have to create a use component based framework. So these are all the possible solution for that problem statement. From this, the best solution chosen is, we have to create a shared JavaScript service layer using the object and also with the help of ES6 modules. So this is the prototype workflow. So let's look at the prototype structure. So here logic is split into separate service files. Pricing logic is in pricing service.js. Product logic is built in the product service.js. So each module has a single responsibility which makes the code clean and reusable. So now let's understand this code. We use import and export keywords and functions like calculate total and get product by ID. An asynchronous function is used to fetch the product data. So what happens here? The product details are fetched from the service. Total price is calculated separately. Main file just uses the service and it does not uses the logic. So this is a power of modules. I hope you understand, right? So this is the power of modules. So this is the prototype demo, and here is the prototype outcome. So the outcome is no code repetition. It is very easy to maintain, and it is very easy to debug, and it is very easy to extend the features if it is required in the future. So this structure is industry ready JavaScript code. So this is the industry ready JavaScript code. So now we have to testing. So testing becomes easier because each module can be tested independently. So bugs are isolated quickly So changes do not affect the entire application. So modular code always improves the testing efficiency. So that is the power of JavaScript object and module. So when we use these kind of code structure, so bugs can be isolated quickly. Changes does not affect the entire application. And this is the application of objects and modules in the JavaScript. So they are used in large web applications in any e-commerce platform, and it can be used with React, JS, Angular JS, and for Vue projects. And it can also be used for the backend services. And this can also be used for scalable enterprise applications. So without object modules, modern web application cannot able to survive. So JavaScript along with object and module concept are very important for the recent full stack development, or that means for the modern web app developments. So now for a fun activity, just pass the concept game. So just you play this game. It can be helpful you to understand the concept of objects and modules in the JavaScripts in a better way. So you just try this fun game for your clarity of understanding this concepts. So to summarize this, objects will group data and function. Module will organize the code into files. Together they create a clean scalable application. So thank you for watching. So I hope you understand about the object and modules in JavaScript fundamentals in a clear way. So thank you all.